Hi guys, we're going to go ahead and practice unit conversions, converting unit measurements. So I'm going to do this one right here. Okay, when we convert unit measurements, that's when we're using our box method. Okay, we're using our box method here. So we start by saying, what am I starting with? 5 gallons per mile. Everyone needs to write it like a ratio. Some of you are skipping this step and then it's confusing you. We need to write that as a ratio. 5 gallons per mile. 5 gallons per mile. Okay, our next step, leave some space in between. What is our answer in? Ounces and feet. Ounces comes first, so it's going to be on top. Feet comes second, so it's going to be on bottom. Now we're going to compare and see if we need any boxes, we need 1 box, or we need 2. Gallons and ounces. Those are different. Those are different measurements. So we are going to need a box. Miles and feet. Those are different measurements. So we're going to need another box. I don't have my colors with me, but normally we would be using colors. So gallons and ounces would be yellow, and we would have a yellow box. Miles and feet would be in blue, and we would have a blue box. All right? So my first box, I'm going to do gallon and ounces. We start on the left. All right, gallons is on top here, so it has to go on bottom here to cancel out. All that's left is ounces, so that's going to go here. Now I put the conversion here. If you have 126 ounces, that's like saying you have a gallon. That's similar to saying if you have 60 minutes, you have an hour. They're equal. So we would just fill that in. Okay, now we're going to do our second box. Miles and feet. So we look here. Miles is in the denominator, so it has to go in the numerator here. Feet is all that's left, so it would go here. Now you have this information in your agenda, though most of you have it memorized. There is 582 feet in 1 mile. Oh, excuse me, I said 582. 5,280 feet, excuse me. 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Well, we filled out our boxes. Gallons cancel out, miles cancel out, and we're left with ounces and feet. Our answer has to be in ounces and feet. Ounces and feet. So now all we do is we multiply straight across, excuse me. So 5 times 126 times 1. Okay, 5 times 126 is 630, and then times 1 would just be 630. 1 times 1 is 1, times 5,280 is going to be itself. Now the important thing here, when we look at this is telling me how many ounces, 630 ounces per 5,280 feet. The answer wants to know how many per 1 foot. Remember, that's an invisible 1, per 1 foot. So my denominator has to be a 1. That's a unit rate. That is a unit rate that you all showed mastery on yesterday. So to find the unit rate, we're going to divide. The top number gets typed into your calculator first, so 630, and we're going to divide by 5,280. And you're going to get a long decimal, and we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So 0.1, this is bigger than 5, so it would round my 1 to 2, and we would get 0.12 ounces. The most important thing to remember, everyone, when you check over your test tomorrow, is to set up your boxes. Do each step that you know how to do. Some of you are just trying to divide or just trying to multiply all on your calculator, and it's messing you up. You're making silly mistakes. Show your work. Your paper for each problem should look like this. And you're allowed to use markers, you're allowed to use your calculator, you're allowed to use your own Gbook, but this is what your test should look like. Okay? So study over this tonight, use the other notes that I have on my blog, review how to solve problems like this, and be ready for tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.